everybody, Jason here of GhostbustersNews.com, and as always, Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube, and it has been 3 long months, but today I'm excited, I am pumped to say we're back here and we're building Eaglemoss Hero Collector's 1/8 scale Ecto-1. And I thought today, since we're diving back into this build, we'd do a pretty big one here, and we're going to do all 4 parts from issue number 17. Now, before I start building here today, as always, I want to remind everybody out there, if you'd like to start your very own Ecto-1 build, the same Ecto-1 that we are building in this video series, we got links right down below in the description. Click it and start your build today. That being said, let's go ahead, let's move the camera around, and let's head on over to the build table. And we are finally back here at the build table today, guys. It has been so long. I am so pumped to dive back into the 1/8 scale Ecto-1 build series from Eaglemoss Hero Collector, and today we're going to be tackling issue number 17. Now, once again, it has been, about 3 months since the last time we did a video, so I kind of forgot where we left off at. Stage 59 there, 60, 61, 62, and like I said, typically we only do 2 stages per video. It's been a while. I want to get caught up, so we're going to be doing 4 stages today. Once again, all of issue number 17. And it looks like our first stage here is going to be the Martin Marietta UHF signal. In this stage, you begin assembling the Martin Marietta UHF signal and power distribution unit. So let's go ahead and bring in stage 59 right here and tear into this. All right, here we go. We got all the pieces there. We got all the small little screws. It looks like in this build, we're just going to be using some IP screws. All right, so for our first step here, it looks like it's going to be pretty easy. I've got the what they call the lower panel here, and from there, we're just going to go ahead and slot these sidewalls into the side. There's, once again, obviously slots on the side here. We just slide them in, and that's it. So give me a second, and let me get these side panels in place. All right, and there we go. That was easy enough. Let me just make sure that is nice and secure in there. From there, we're going to be closing this up. We're going to grab the central panel, as they call it, and it looks like, yeah, this is just going to rest right on top, and then from there, we're going to secure it in place using 4 IP screws. So we now got the 4th screw in place, and there we go. We have now got what they refer to as the lower part. We've assembled the lower part of the Martin Marietta UHF signal. From there, we're going to have to build the upper part, which we're going to go ahead and grab this piece here, which they refer to strictly as upper part. And we're pretty much going to do the exact same thing. We're going to slot the sidewalls in, which we're going to go ahead and do right now. So sidewalls have been slotted, and then next we're going to go ahead and grab this piece, and we're actually not going to do anything with it. That is it. There's only two stages here, or 2 parts, I should say, as part of stage 59. We've built the lower part. We've got what looks like the early stages of the upper part there, and that is it. So let's go ahead and move these pieces to the side, flip the page, and move on over to stage 60. And let's bring in stage 60 here, and oh, there's a lot more pieces going on. Tons of screws. This seems like it could be a fun one. Yeah, wow, okay, I'm actually a little nervous with this. Once again, I've not really been building this set for about 3 months, and there's a lot going on here, so hopefully I don't screw it up, but let's go ahead and dive into this one. So our first step is going to be right here, building the peripheral unit. And it looks like that'll be easy enough there. We just take this little piece, which they are calling, what are they calling it here? Oh, makes sense, the peripheral body. And then from there, we are going to take this piece here, which they're just referring to as the front. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be easy enough. It is just going to snap in place. Put a little pressure there, and all right, so the first part here is done. From there, we're moving over to figure B. And it looks like for there, all we got to do is just attach this little tiny kind of yellowish gold piece right in there. Once again, it's a peg, so we're just going to put a little bit of pressure. All right, and now that is in there. Now after that, it looks like this unit is actually complete. So we're going to go ahead and grab the one piece that we actually did not use from stage 59, and it looks like we're going to be attaching those pieces together here. So let me go ahead, I think. Yeah, this is just going to fit into the holes here. There we go. And we're going to be securing these 2 pieces together using 2 AP screws. Now we got the second screw in place there, and our next step is we're going to be assembling the distribution unit. So from there, we're going to take that piece we just constructed, and we're going to finally put it with that piece from stage number 59. It looks like, yeah, there we go. It just rests nicely on top, and then from there, we're going to be securing that in place using 4 IP screws. All right, so that's now all secure. After that, our next step is we're going to be taking those 2 power units, the upper and the bottom that we've already built between stage 59 and 60, and we're going to be finally combining those 2 together. And we're going to be doing that with the assistance of this piece right here. So how does this all kind of come into play? So it looks like we're going to put, yeah, the top one on the bottom there, obviously. And then you can see there's like 6 holes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that is where the GP screws are going to go through. And that's just going to line up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, those holes there. So I think I'm going to start on the bottom first and work my way through this that way. Okay, so I went ahead here and I've got all 6 screws in place, and I love the way that that looks. And I mentioned it like in a previous build video, but I love the Ghostbusters tech that's like in the back of the Ecto-1. I mean, if you told me to like draw it from memory, I wouldn't be able to, but as soon as I see it, like as soon as, you know, I start putting this together, I'm like, oh yeah, that is what it looks like. Once again, I love these pieces. I love this build so far. And that actually, speaking of the build, finishes off page number 11. Let's go ahead and turn to page 12 here. And we're going to be putting more screws in, as we're going to be fitting the support struts. So let's go ahead and grab those. It feels like, yeah, two metal pieces here. Or actually, sorry, 4 metal pieces. I've got 3 there. There is a 4th one. Yeah, there we go. There is the 4th one. And yeah, we're going to be fitting that to the sides here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead and pop those into place. And we're going to be doing that with a whole plethora of KP screws. Okay, so now we have got all 16 screws in place. Therefore, all 4 support struts are now in place. And does this ever look good already? But of course, we're not going to end there. You can already see there's some holes up here at the front area there. And our next step is going to be, as you can see right here, attaching and fitting all the knobs and the dials. To do that, it's pretty easy. You can see they come on like little kind of plastic pieces like this. You just kind of snap them off, as you can see in my right hand here. And then we just take the dial, or actually I guess this is more kind of like a switch or a knob, whatever they're referring to it as. And we're just going to put a little bit of pressure. There we go, and that is now in place. Now, if you don't mind right quick, I'm going to go and I'm going to grab a pair of tweezers because these pieces are pretty small and I got some thick fingers. So give me a second, let me grab some tweezers and yeah, we'll get all these knobs and everything in place here. Now, the next step is us getting closer to actually putting this inside the Ecto-1, and we're about to do that. But first, we're going to bring in this piece, which I'm pretty sure we built this like in, I think it was our last video, like 3 months ago of this build series. So once again, it's been a while, my apologies here. But yeah, when it comes to this here, it looks like this is just gonna rest. Oh, there we go, right in place. And our first kind of order of operation here is gonna be attaching 4 KP screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're gonna be doing that there into those support struts that we just installed. Okay, so there we go. So the 4th screw now in place there, and for the most part, the unit is secure to the track. It looks like from there's just 2 more screws we need to place in there, and that's going to be 2 AP screws, and that is going to be up from the bottom there. Okay, so they got those 2 screws in there, both 1 and 1. From there, our next step is we're going to be attaching this to the actual main cargo area, and man, it has been a while since we've seen that cargo area. All right, and here we go. Once again, the cargo area, pretty much the back end of the Ecto-1. We already got some of the seats back there, some of the gadgetries, and once again, like this little track here that's going to give us some of the tech that's featured, once again, in the back end of the Ecto-1. And really, to put this in here, you can see there's some holes that we're just going to line up there and kind of nestle it in there. There we go. Okay, so that's now in place. From there, we just need to secure it using, what do we got here? It looks like 3 AP screws. So let's go ahead, bring those AP screws in here, and yeah, let's get everything situated. Okay, and with this turn here, there we go. It is secure. It is in place on the back end of the Ecto here. And does that ever look good? I'm like fangirling, fanboying, whatever you want to call it over here. But as I mentioned at the top of the video, we are not stopping at 2 stages for this one. We're doing 4 stages, all of issue number 17, and this stage, stage 61, as well as actually also stage, let's turn to it here, 62, they're pretty much the same builds. We're going to be installing the rear left and right interior panel and speakers. In fact, let's go ahead and bring these pieces in once again. Stage 61 in my left hand, stage 62 in my right. Yeah, let's go ahead and unbag these. Okay, so I got stage 61 out of the packaging here, and it looks like our first step is going to be actually fitting the speaker to that left rear panel here. So to do so, this is the little speaker piece here. We're going to be attaching that right here into the speaker base, and it looks like there's just some grooves that just, yeah, attach right in there, and then we're going to be securing that in place using one EP screw. There we go. So we got the EP screw in place there. From there, our next step is once again just going to be attaching that right to the left interior panel, and we're going to be doing so using, once again in this case, 2 more EP screws. There we go there. So now we've got that left speaker in place. From there, our next step is going to be actually installing the panel to the back of that cargo area there of the Ecto-1. So let's go ahead and grab that and bring that into frame here. Let's move that ahead just a little bit. And yeah, I believe for this one here, what does it say? We're just going to, yeah, just match up these holes here on the exterior. There we go. So see, that is just going to rest right in there, and we're going to secure that in place underneath using 3 DP screws. So let's go ahead and there they are. Grab the DP screws and yeah, fasten this into place here. All right, so we got the 3 screws now in there, and as you can see, we got the rear left panel now in place. So coming up next, we're going to build stage 62 here, but you know what? It is the exact same thing we just did. The only change up though is it's the right panel rather than the left panel that we just put together. So once again, we're going to put the speaker in there, then we're going to attach it using the 3 screws here. So I'm not going to bore you with that. I'm not going to, you know, redo the exact same build I just did. So let's go ahead, skip ahead, and yeah, let's get this right-hand panel in place. And with a little bit of video editing magic here, we are done. The right panel has now been installed. And that brings us to the end of stage 62, and that, man, that does look really, really good. I cannot wait to start our next build video here on the Ghostbusters News channel. Certainly be on the lookout for that. In fact, expect it to drop later this week, once again, right here on the Ghostbusters News YouTube channel. Wow, I gotta say, I love the way the back end of the Ecto-1 is turning out there. I hope you guys are digging this as well. I hope you guys are happy that this build series is back here again on the Ghostbusters News channel. I just received a whole heap of new parts here, so certainly be on the lookout for issue number 18, 19, 20, you know, so on and so forth, because there are tons more Ecto-1 build videos on the way. And as I already mentioned there, guys, earlier in the video, if you'd like to sign up for your very own membership, if you'd like to start to build the very Ecto that we're building in this build series, we've got those links right down below in the description. Click them and yeah, start your very own Ecto-1 build. You will not regret it. So guys, that does it for today's video. As always, be sure to subscribe to Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube. Bust that bell notification icon to stay up to date with everything that's happening within the Ghostbusters world. If you'd like to join up with Ghostbusters News, check out our Patreon page. A link to that can be found right down below in the description. And I'll see everybody right back here next time.
No ghosts. Ghostbusters. Black as sackcloth, mass hysteria. Full rooming vapors are in your area. And these skeletons can break your bones, but I ain't afraid of no ghosts. No bozos in the back of my ambulance. Pulling out the firehouse, I will handle it. Back off, man, I'm a scientist. And all this hardware I brought will fry them quick. Because astral projections are quite ethereal. And not what you want when you eat your cereal. Accelerate protons, shorten streams. Don't wanna get my face burns off, go team. Cause you are not alone. Got a problem that needs solving. Just pick up the phone. They'll answer, dial that number. Do it on your own. Not tonight, baby. You need the professionals. Yeah.
Pick up your phone and call the professionals. Go, Ghostbusters.